Technology in the construction industry evolves rapidly, faster than ever. But technology alone does not drive change. People do. Digital construction champions do. Okay, so welcome to block 5 called Amazing Facts. So Mila, you're welcome to present some crazy numbers, volumes, weights, chemistry, or any technology that the most of us are not familiar with.
So maybe some surprising numbers with my mobile laboratory during my PhD. For example, so in a previous question, I explained how we put together sensors, and then the idea was like to quantificate how much some chimney produces of different gases. And when you think how much some industry can produce, you think like, okay, it can be like 100 grams per second, 100 grams per second, or so in this range. Then we went to the different industry sites. We got the results like we expect, and we thought, okay, everything is working now. It's fine. Then we were like, okay, let's visit one more of our people with whom we are cooperating, and we can go there and also try to measure and see how much we get. We are measuring, numbers are getting crazy. Sensors stop to work actually. We are like, okay, maybe it's some sensor problem. Let's go back to the office to recalculate everything, and we will get probably data as we expect. No, at the end, instead of 100 grams, we got 1 kilogram of gas per second.
Wow.
And then was like, wow, we still think, okay, something is really wrong. No way that something like that can happen even. We go back there after 1 month again the same situation, again the same story. Then we start to think, okay, we did something wrong. Let's exchange algorithms. Let's exchange our sensor system, adjust our sensor system, or adjust our pipelines for a data processing. Something is totally wrong there. No, after 5 months, 6 months, again, the same number. And we are like, okay, nothing wrong with us. Actually, it's wrong with the industry sites, which nobody actually expect. And even those customers were super surprised. They did not expect something like this. They also stop to worry what's going on in their processes, start to search how to repair everything and see what's going on there. But yeah, it was like really surprised, something what we as a team did not expect. And even my professor at the PhD, he had super experience, 20 years or even more, and he also got like surprised.
Yeah, sounds interesting because you if I understood correct, so you had 10 times.
Yeah, 10 times more than we expected, actually.
Yeah, historical data, real-time data versus historical data. Expectations are some kind of historical data, I believe.
Or something like that, yet. Yes.
Okay, because in construction industry you have the same, like all the codes, for example, in the design, historical data. So why do we have a vertical racing on each 4 meters, for example? Because historically it was discovered that if you go to with 5 meters, you will have the collapse of your building. So this is like the expected behavior of anything is more experience from the past, and then and we are building the future. So there is a question, do we need to? What happened after? Did they have to
They had to replace some of their, for example, broken pipe or something like that. But
so it was more failure of the system than change in the standards.
Partly yes, but partly it's also their infrastructure. They built infrastructure like all industry 20 years ago or even more, and they did not change anything, but they changed the process and what they are producing and how much they are producing, and then of course it's making the problem. That's the problem in our whole industry. When they are building industry, it's a new, and typically they build it and stop, and that's it, and it's need to operate next 20 years or even more.
That's right.
And nobody do modernization actually. When you go to the real factories, it's so little modernization there. At least what I have seen.
Believe it or not, even in data center industry, there are technologies that are in delay. So even the most shiny digital industry that contains the digital inside the data centers, there are some failures in my opinion. But okay, let's leave it for another topic and for another show. So thank you very much for your contribution in block 5. So we are closing now block 5 and jumping to block 6. Okay, so welcome to block 6 called Trends and the Future. Mila, which trend in digital digital industry excites you the most?
I mean, for me, all those digital technology are really exciting, and it's a really good how you can use it to see the perspective of different problems. Right now, last couple years, I mostly use it digital technology together with robotics. I mean, digital twins with robotics, and somehow that's really cool for me. You go see the problem and you put some technician to do like with robotics stuff, scanning of some place or something like that, and some other person sit in a office and can see what's going on there. But I think also that combination of those available technologies are amazing. How we can combine, for example, AI with some digital twin platform. On my current project, we start to build some kind of digital twin, and we integrate also like AI agent, which go and access our data and can learn. Of course, some simple things cannot learn something which nobody can train AI. But at least we train those AI agents to tell us when some small failures which are occur all the time in our system happened. That he goes there, analyze our simple data, and then send the message to me or to my manager. Okay, you have a now problem with this part. Go there and, for example, change some cable in the system. Or
sorry for interrupting, but what is the percentage of small failures comparing to big failures? Like, are the small failures more dominant from numbers? Like, are they 50% of the cost of maintenance or 60%? Or I don't know if you compare big failures versus small ones.
Yeah, depends, of course, from the system to the system, but let's say small failures are happening every day. Sometimes you even have a tolerance to those small failures and say, okay, this is not something which we will, because of that, we will stop system. But sometimes some big failures happen. You need to stop the system for a couple of days and then send the people to replace the system, physical system there. Small failures are like happening all the time, but it's not influencing daily operation. But big failures, when something like that happened, then yeah, you need to like do a more changes and sometimes even stop production or whole system.
Yeah. Okay. So the second question goes like, where do you see the industry in 5 to 10 years? I say maybe digital industry, we can call it, or integration with AI, or maybe it's a hard question. I'm always giving the disclaimer that even 2 years from now, it's hard to imagine to predict
Exactly.
what's going to happen. But let's say 2 to 5 years instead of 5 to 10.
Exactly. I mean, digital things are coming up as a new every day almost. Every day you have something new, some new tools, some new algorithms, some new libraries for programming or whatever. And the question is how we combine all those new things into one system. But what I think right now it's that system it's a little bit failures cannot even support currently available digital technology. And now computers and everything are going higher and more powerful. But also, it's also again in the company side to like exchange equipment all the time and follow up the trends, which is yeah super hard. Now it's AI, like let's say trend and hype. I think it will stay like this with AI hype. Let's implement AI whenever we can in industry for the next, let's say, 2 years. But after this, maybe something with quantum computing is something what is new and what is coming to like resolve all those errors with which AI and some old traditional algorithms produce to explain us the problems which we don't have a solution yet. But yeah, it's hard to like say.
You gave very similar answers comparing to Stepan, my previous guest. He had the same assumption about 2 years it will be expansion of AI. And there was a data that he presented in his show in my episode 3. So if you knew there is 60,000 AI companies at the moment operating, 60,000 plus. And so only for construction industry, for A, E, and C, there are 1,700 plus AI solutions, which are not GPT, but something different.
Of course, AI,
So I
it's not
think
only
this
GPT,
expansion will
ChatGPT.
go crazy. Yeah, this is the new internet of 80s and early 90s. You know.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the question is all the
And
time
do you
how to
think that
combine.
digital managers will shape the future of or managers? There's like where do you see the science versus money guys? I know that you have crazy ideas, but still nobody wants to support you financially because they are asking what is the profit. So typically, science and business are not friends, the best friends, because business requires profits and science is passionate about discovering new things and
I
so
think that
what is your experience in that matter?
okay, at the beginning when I started work with all those industry 6, 7 years ago, it was that story. Okay, we are science, and we have on the opposite side industry which see science as something unreal. But nowadays, I feel that things are changing. That industry start actually to cooperate with science, especially science who are following those AI trends and digital trends. and somehow they are trying to find the common language and came to industry. I see that industry often came to the science and say, okay, we need a solution, help us there, be our advisor or something like that. So things are changing, maybe slowly, maybe not as we expected, but yes, see some progress. Also, I see that every country, even Serbia right now, has this AI institute, which is closely cooperate with industry, slowly, but still some step in the future.
Albania, they have minister in their government. They have AI minister. If you saw that. Okay. So that means that even if you have AI, it's not the guarantee that you will get the better economic standard.
Of course not. AI also requests a lot of investment and sometimes a lot of time to implement. Not every AI it's a good one. It's also full of failures and also need a lot of adjustments. Actually depends.
You're right. Okay, so I don't have any questions. Would you like to add something, or we can jump to block 7 if you're happy with what you...
We can jump to the next one, yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so welcome to block 7 called Personal Inspiration. Mila, which book, podcast, or person inspires you the most in your professional journey?
Actually, with those digital trends, I like to read mostly blog, let's call it now digital books. What Google all the time released, it's a good. Sometimes they are developing new models for a different industry which you can adjust on your current problem. But on some daily basis, let's say that I like also to read this blog from Medium. They're also describing different problems with algorithms, different problems with data, try to follow up for new trends. And they're also like people are writing those blogs, and you actually have an impression from the somebody who is actually working on this and use it. It's not like I wrote it and now but I actually do not have experience with that. So it's a good. But of course, at the beginning, I used some really good books, like time series for forecasting in Python, where I also learn a lot. For example, how the algorithm works. And then after this, you build up your knowledge, how to implement those algorithms, how to optimize them. And yeah, that's some basic. And then you like upgrade your knowledge.
So, stupid question, but still, I want to ask you: do you consider yourself like an expert in Python? I guess you are.
Not really. I mean, now when I started my career, I was like actually programming all those things in RStudio, not even in Python and some MATLAB simulations. But then in one moment I switched to Python, and nowadays everything what I build it's in Python. But again, now it's like more easier than it used to be a few years ago. A lot of already available solutions, a lot of already available libraries. You can just easily adjust the solution on your problem. So also Python changed a lot last years.
And did you have any experience with AI developed coding?
What do you actually mean?
Like give a task to AI agent to develop code for you, some programs.
Of course, yes, some things which are
How
simple.
successful you are with that? I mean, how happy you are? From 1 to 10. 10 is the best possible. 1 is catastrophe.
Let's say average 5. When I have some simple problem, it's easy to like optimize, and AI can easily make me solution. But when it's coming to some bigger problems, then I use AI to give an idea and starting idea and first thoughts. And then from this, I change it probably a million times until I get a new product.
Are you also using it, for example, once you develop code for QA and syntax check, like?
Yes, yes.
Yes. I think this is the most advanced. Not the most
For a
advanced
checking,
one.
yes. Yes,
Yeah.
for a checking, it's a really good one.
Okay, and what advice would you give to young engineers and managers who want to become digital champion like you?
Maybe start from traditional learning about industry, then jump to the digital tools and learn programming if you can, and use this as a start point.
Yeah, very smart. I think programming is becoming something like in our time there was English knowledge. It's
Yeah.
considered like normal knowledge. It's not.
Yeah,
But
nowadays.
that revolution happened when I moved to London. So there were results of education system in UK. So they were not in the top 10 of world population about education of their children. So then they gave the task to entire industry to, or it's not industry in this case, to education system to level up the students and to start with programming from the grade zero, like, from because they have a when children are 4 years old, they have a called reception, and they started with the simple programming even with children that are 4 or 5 years old, because they wanted to catch up with the world. They were much beyond the expectations. So I
Yeah, I
think
thought.
what you said now, programming is something that is considered like a basic skill indeed. And to our generation, programmer was, wow, he was a god.
Yeah, because at that time everything just started and was quite new. Nowadays we are like educated society, and those things are not completely new for us. But I also think that every engineer need to know at least some simple optimization or programming just to make their daily life easier.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. Okay, so I think that this is it for block 7. We can close it right now and jump to to the final one, which is block 8. Okay, so welcome to block 8 called Lightning Round, and in this block typically we take off our engineering glasses and speak like on a level of personal preferences and what you like more than. So, Mila, what you prefer more, coffee or tea?
Coffee. I'm addicted to coffee.
Is it a stupid question for South Europe? Typically we
Yeah,
shouldn't ask
seems
this
so.
question.
Seems so. We have this culture of drinking coffee
Yeah.
our free time. But I also like woke up, and maybe it's not the healthiest habit, but woke up and first drink a coffee and then
Oh, yeah.
start the day.
Okay, so do you prefer more like a site or office, like a site work or in field or office?
Maybe office, but also like to go from time to time to site to just get a feeling how everything looks like in a reality, and then this helped me also sometimes to resolve the problems, physical problems which I see through the data, and connect the data knowledge with the site, actual site.
Okay. Next question, what software you cannot live without?
Software, or maybe better to say without Python nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyday Python, using a Python on a daily basis for different problems, even for extracting informations from some PDF document. So yeah, powerful program for me. Probably there are also some better and more powerful, but yeah, I am still like in Python.
Okay. So first thing you do when you get to work, is it
I'm
coffee
like
again
thinking,
or?
should I, is it coffee or email checks or like both together? Like go grab a
Drinking
coffee
coffee?
and
Yeah,
then check emails.
yeah. So
Check
how
emails and check a meetings when I have like meetings.
your company, International Innovation, yeah, is this correct name?
Yes, exactly.
So do you have a worldwide network? You need to, are you receiving also emails during the night from USA or, some other continents?
My current project are based for Germany and Europe, so not right now that I'm like getting emails from USA. In some previous company, was working only with USA stockholders, and then you come to the morning and you get like tons of emails generating overnight. But
Yeah,
also good thing is that you're working there offline, you have a time to prepare yourself and
that's
answer.
right. That's right. Because when I was looking for Intel, for example, there was from East China to West USA, to West America, to
Oh, such a
California.
mess.
So typically we had the people from all the countries involved in the project. So I didn't know when my time starts and when I finished. In many cases, I had a break between, for example, 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock, and then I continue working from 7 to 10. Because my colleagues in California just woke up and they are ready to wake up. It's 5 in the morning, So it was really complicated. I don't recommend people to
That's
do
also,
that
yeah,
kind of
thank you.
work. Yeah, it's really time consuming. Okay, and the final question for today's show, episode 4 of Digital Construction Champions. Best productivity application on your mobile phone.
Okay, I'm trying actually to not use mobile phone. After full day in front of screen, then I try to like live life offline.
Maybe
But
this is
again,
this is
it's
this,
something impossible sometimes.
maybe this is the best advice if you want to be successful and efficient. So we have the imagination that the mobile phone is something that is productive, but indeed it takes our time because you can focus on many other smart things other than mobile phone. Is this your
Well,
message?
of course, that I'm like using different application for now. For example, trying to learn a German language and use, of course, Duolingo or something like that. But I
Wie
couldn't say
geht's mit Deutsch?
search like that.
It's hard, really.
It's
They made it hard.
better to say time consuming after, yeah, you need a lot of time to learn it.
Mm. But Polish, how did you find Polish as well? Did you have to learn Polish language in order to do the PhD, or you did it in English?
I did it in English, but while living there, I was also like learning. In one moment, I thought that I will stay there like even longer. And then I forced myself to learn a language. It was like also even harder than German, but yeah.
Okay. So I think we can close the episode 4. First of all, many thanks, Mila, for accepting the being my guest in interview. I
Thank you
was
so much for the invitation.
yeah, I was excited to call you, especially because you're not exactly from construction industry, but mining. If I may say that, you're from the different sector, but data is data. As I think, yeah, the issue is how to present it to certain industry, but data is data itself. It's an independent entity, and it's a great that we have such a good scientists that are capable to control the data and to share it and show it in a way that it contributes to the future and to the all the standards and everything. So I was amazed when I saw how great a career you have. Just for information, Mila and I, we don't know each other in person, but we met on LinkedIn. But I saw her career and I was amazed, and I wanted to make the exception and say, okay, this is not the construction industry, but this is a fantastic scientist that made a great career so far, and I think you will continue that in the future.
Thank you so much.
Really, all support. I cannot support you anyhow by other than words. So great support from me, and just continue being like that. And yeah,
Thanks. I mean, when
all.
you call me and explain me the concept, what you had in mind, I also felt, oh, that's like quite nice and quite focused on specific people. And I thought that's also like something quite new. But it's actually simple, but do not exist. At least what I did not found out that such a podcast existed.
Yeah, my idea is to, in next couple of years, to make the network of people that were guests and that you can exchange. There's some kind of community. So far, I have 20 something people waiting for being my guest. So
wow.
I think we can make a network of people that have similar interests. And as you mentioned, I saw many podcasts that are focused on technology, on companies. They are focused on money, of course. But my idea was that technology is developed for people, not without people. So my idea was to present what people can do instead of what technology can do. The idea is to have the technology as a tool that is made for people who are digital champions. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much once again for participation in my show, and see you in the future.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Thank you for joining Digital Construction Champions. Remember, technology alone does not change construction. People do. Champions do. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and stay connected with our community. See you.